Aquaman, Spiderman, Daredevilman, Titans. What could be next in this crazy universe? Hello everyone and welcome to my weekly update featuring myself. In the past week I have watched a lot. I've had a lot of free time on my hands and I've watched lots of superhero movies and TV shows. So in this video I'm going to talk about Aquaman, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Marvel and DC TV shows, and some other not as interesting things like just gonna hammer on through it. So Aquaman. I went to go see Aquaman when it first came out, the Thursday premiere night. I didn't have super high expectations for this movie because I haven't been impressed with a lot of DC's products as of late, and really ever. I think my main ones are Dark Knight Trilogy, Wonder Woman, Constantine, and Titans, which I'll talk about later. I liked Aquaman more than your average DC film. However, when I look at the 6 key components that make a movie a good movie, family friendliness, plot, CG, character development, acting/script, and rewatchability, I have to take those things into consideration when watching a movie like this and talk about them accordingly. Family friendly, thumbs up. Aquaman was a family friendly movie. It was fun. There was some funny parts in it. The action sequences were cool. But none of it was so much that a child would be damaged after watching the film. The plot of this movie, it doesn't matter because for me, watching Aquaman after seeing Justice League would be like watching Iron Man for the first time after watching the Avengers. You've already seen this guy in action, you've already kind of gathered his character and stuff, and now you're seeing his origin story after. DC kind of shot themselves in the foot by making Justice League to compete with Avengers, and it would have been so much better if they would have waited, but they didn't. And so, the plot of this movie kind of suffers. The whole time I just felt like this movie doesn't matter. And so I'd give the plot a thumbs down. The CG in this movie, the CG was fine. There wasn't anything in the movie that I looked at and was like, oh my gosh, the CG sucks. So it did nothing distracted, so I'd give the computer graphics a thumbs up. I thought the character development was poor. They took the first 2 minutes of the movie and just said, so, love isn't always what it seems. My dad found a random woman on a rock, nursed her to health, and then put babies in her. And now I'm here. That's basically what he says at the beginning. That's basically the beginning of the movie. Like, the entrance of this movie was awkward. The character development, the parents, there isn't really any. There's like some father-son bonding, which I enjoyed. Arthur's brother, who currently rules the throne, I think he could have been a much better villain than he was. I think if they would have focused more on his internal conflict about his mom, and they could have made him a lot better villain than they did. He was your stereotypical villain, which to me is right in the middle. But overall, the character development, I think a lot of this movie hinges on the fact that it was made after Justice League as an afterthought. And so overall, I'd say the character development was a thumbs down. The acting and script, I'll tell you something. I like Jason Momoa a lot. I think that a lot of the main actors, including William Dafoe, I think they did a really good job of acting. The script was written poorly. I think that DC's taking steps in the right direction, but the script still suffered. And you have great actors, but if the script is crap, it doesn't matter, and you're acting crap out. For example, when the scene where Arthur is fighting his brother, challenging him in the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire! Yeah, like there's a part where both of their tridents clash, and it washes over the crowd, and the crowd's just like. And I'm like, that's the stupidest thing that I've ever seen in a movie. There's little moments scattered throughout the movie that are kind of like that. I'd say that's right in between. I think the acting was good, the script was bad. Rewatchability, I can tell you something, I'm not going to watch this movie again. I would definitely not go see it again. Overall, this is a movie that you're going to forget about. There's no point to it. DC, like I said, DC's taking steps in the right direction. This was a good step in that direction, but overall, they're still struggling to make movies that are enjoyable, and I think this one is, I'd give it probably a 6.5, 7 out of 10. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Holy crap. I did not want to go see it because I was like, I'm a Tobey Maguire fan. Nobody else can take my heart. And then I was like, Miles Morales. So, I was worried about the animation style of this movie. When I first saw the commercials for it, I was like, I almost had a stroke while watching this. I think if I was to actually go see the movie, I would have an epileptic seizure and be dead. But I was pleasantly surprised. This movie, family friendly. The plot, absolutely incredible. You feel for the characters in this movie. There's so many relatable moments in the plot, and you're like, Miles Morales is just a kid growing up who just happened to get powers, and they don't focus on the origin story of him getting his powers as much as they focus on his backstory. It's a point of humor in the movie. They're like, yeah, you all know the story already, got bit by a radioactive spider, that sort of thing. And I'm like, thank you, Batman, take lessons. You fall in love with the character of Miles Morales and you can relate to him very easily. Like, there's old comic vibes to it, and there's also some new stuff in it that just, it holds your attention. The story arc is amazing, the plot is very well done. CG, computer graphics, like I said, not a concern. When I first saw it, I saw all these cartoon images moving, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is too much. When I watched the movie, that was not a problem. The animation was amazing, and they're gonna, this opens the door for them to do those kind of things in the future. Character development. This movie is a Miles Morales movie. This is about him. There are some other characters in the movie first of all, there's a lot of characters in the movie. I think that this movie does a great job about knowing which characters you know about and which characters you don't. And, even though it incorporates a bunch of characters, this is a Miles Morales movie. Normally I would say that this movie would suffer by having so many characters involved in it, but it does a great job of, you're focusing on Miles Morales, but you're also getting bits and pieces of these other Spider-Man characters, to the point where this movie, I think, is one of the best movies that's been able to do that. Not a lot of movies are able to do that, but this movie did a great job. I give character development thumbs up. Acting and script. Well, this is an animated movie, so I'm not looking at movements or choreography or anything. The animation was amazing. The voice acting obviously was good. The script was so good. There were twists and turns in this movie that you did not see coming. They didn't include so much of this in the trailers that you're watching the movie and you're surprised. At every twist and turn, the movie is good. The script is good. And so the script, thumbs up. Rewatchability. I would go see this movie again in theaters. It was so good. You felt the twists and turns of every situation. It was very relatable. You want to watch it. You want to watch it again. And I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. It was great. This next section I'm just going to try to skim over. Marvel and DC TV shows. Marvel started acting their character-based TV shows like Jessica Jones, Punisher, Daredevil, Iron Fist, all those things. All those people. Iron Fist was the first to go. Then they axed Luke Cage. They axed Daredevil. Daredevil is by far their best TV show. They said that we looked at the viewers and it went it shot up and then it went down and then just flattened out. And I'm like, that's because everyone binge watches it right when it comes out. That's why you had such a spike. But I can't believe that they did it. So Daredevil season 3 was really good. But then immediately afterwards, they started axing these characters. So the only characters you have left is Punisher and Jessica Jones. And I can't imagine them continuing to live in their universe while all these other ones got axed. But I don't know, we'll just have to see. DC, on the other hand. I'm so sick of DCCW. I stopped watching those crappy TV shows a long time ago. But I just recently watched Titans. DC is doing something right. Titans is very well done. I do not like it when TV shows or movies change source material, and Titans did a little bit. But overall, I found myself actually really liking this show. DC is able to make dark things pretty nicely, and I think that Titans it's a much more mature version, obviously, of Teen Titans. I would put it up there with those other DC products that I really like. I liked it way more than Aquaman. But Titans is worth checking out, and you should watch it because it's exciting. I want to see DC make good quality TV shows, and I think they're on the brink of something. I saw the commercial for Hellboy. I wasn't allowed to watch Hellboy when I was younger, and then I think I watched parts of the second movie. I'm not a fan of Ron Perlman in pretty much any film except for Hellboy. I think if you cast Ron Perlman in your movie, you're scraping the bottom of the acting barrel. Forgive me, Ron Perlman. I've seen so many B-rated movies with Ron Perlman in it that it's hard for me to look at him and be like, he's a class A actor. I don't like the movies that he's in. Wow, I'm making myself... I think he's good in Hellboy. This new direction they're going with Hellboy is a very bad idea. I think that they looked at Thor Ragnarok, and I think a lot of movies have looked at Thor Ragnarok and what happened with Thor Ragnarok, and now they're saying, we want to do that too with our serious characters. Because you saw the commercial for Thor Ragnarok when it first came out, and you're like, okay, the feeling of this movie is going to be more serious. And a week and a half to 2 weeks later, boom, they had a comedic commercial out there. They Guardians of the Galaxy Thor Ragnarok. They're like, how can we reignite Thor to be an interesting character? So they were like, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was a huge hit and funny. We're going to apply that same method to Thor Ragnarok. That it worked for them, but now other superheroes and other movies are looking at that and they're saying comedy is key. So you watch the new commercial for Hellboy and you're like, this is garbage. Like the computer graphics in the commercial are terrible, the one-liners are terrible, everything about it is like cringe. I don't want to see this movie. I would rather see Ron Perlman come back to the helm for a third movie than ever watch this Hellboy movie. I'm not going to go see it, but I'll probably watch it when it comes out, unless the ratings are just crazy good or something, or you guys tell me that I should go watch it. But I just think, man, you've jumped the shark and it's over. For this Hellboy franchise, you wanting to reignite it, it's going to get submarined so fast. My music recommendation for this week is John Bellion's album, Glory Sound Prep. Now, I don't like all of the songs on this album, but I will say the ones that I do are so good that this whole album is worth checking out. He's a very talented artist, and the songs, man, a couple of those songs hit stupid deep. Thank you guys for watching. I'm hoping to upload videos like this on a somewhat weekly basis. And if there's something that you want to see me talk about, or movies that you want to see me watch and then give you my opinion on, then comment below, let me know. I might include it in the next video. I may make separate videos surrounding certain topics, but for the most part, I just want it to be a weekly update. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your love and support. This is the start of something good. I'm excited to see where this goes, and thank you for starting with me on this journey. Talk to you guys later.